Hi everyone, welcome back to Conceptual Thinkers Talk Primary Math Concept with Teacher Ben. So today we'll be looking at a concept that is challenging for P6 level, and that is number pattern. And I'll be using Temasek 2023 Prelim P2 Q17 to illustrate this concept. Now, personally, I feel that Primary 6 number pattern question are usually tougher than secondary 1 sequencing question. So I think it will be good to look at more various type of number pattern question in primary level. So that's why I created this video to explain how to actually do that. So without further ado, let's look at the question now. I'll be using our centerpoint methodology to solve the question. So let's first interpret the question. So we have Hasif uses white and black sticks to form figures that show a pattern as shown below. So this will be the patterns. Now the good thing is they actually provide a table. So the table shows the number of white and black sticks for the first 5 figures. So we need to complete the table for figure 6. So we have the number of white sticks. So we have figure 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then 6. Then we have to fill up the information here. So the second row will be for the black sticks, and the third row will be the total number of sticks. Now for part B, we need to find which figure number has a total of 650 sticks. And lastly, we need to find how many white sticks did he use for figure 15. Now if you look at the component of the marks, it will be 1, 2, 2. So usually for number pattern question will be one of the last few questions, and it will be involve usually 5 marks question when we see a question with that with figures and also table. Okay, so now let's start and implement the step to solve the question. Now in terms of the identification of a concept is pretty straightforward. It's actually a number pattern question just by looking at the question itself. Okay, so let's implement the step. Now if you look at the table here, so for white sticks, it will be 2 for figure 1, then figure 2 will be 2 again, then figure 3 will be 8, figure 4 will be 8. So every 2 figure number, you'll notice that the numbers will be the same for the number of sticks. So if you look at figure 5, it will be 18. So figure 6 will be also 18. So we are just following the pattern. Okay, now for number of black sticks, the first figure is 0, then second figure will be 4, third figure will be 4. So the repeated number will start from even figure number, then the next odd figure number will be the same number of black stick. So figure 4 will be 12, figure 5 will be 12. Now figure 6, this number will change because every starting of an even figure number, the number of stick will change. So how do we identify how to do it? So first thing I will do is I will look at the difference. So you notice that the difference here will be 2, right? The difference here will be 2. Now the difference between 4 and 2 will be 2. Now the difference between 3 and 4 will be 4. Then 12 and 8 will be 4. So you notice that the difference will always be constant for every 2 figure numbers and starting from the odd figure number. Then for figure 5, the difference here will be 6. So I will expect the difference between the white and black stick to be 6. And on the even figure number, the black stick will be, the number will be bigger than the white stick. So that's why I need to do an addition. So 18 plus 6 will give me 24. So 24 will be the answer for part 2. Now for the total number of sticks, what we need to do is we just need to add this up. So 18 plus 24 should give me 42. Okay, so this is how I actually solve the question for part A. Now for part B, then we need to start to identify certain formula. Now they are asking for the figure number that has a total of 650 sticks. So if you look at the total number of sticks here, so we have to figure out what pattern that we can see. Now it's not so straightforward. It's not like we are doing a constant addition of 2 or a continuous addition of 4. So what we need to do is we need to think about something that is more, I would say, unique. Now what I can see here is this is 2 and this is 6. So I'm be thinking that is there anything that I can multiply to achieve 2 and something that I can apply to achieve 6. Now again, if we multiply by the same number, it will not achieve any pattern here. So one of the thing I can think of is I will just multiply consecutive numbers. So if I take 1 times 2, I'll get 2. So next I will try 2 times 3. Notice that I get 6. So if I do 3 times 4, then I get 12. So I notice that there's some patterns that actually link to this. Now in this case, we have to do a few trial and error. So for this test, it actually makes sense. Sometimes we may need to do a different test. Maybe we have to divide by 2, like 1 times 2 divided by 2. So try to remember that I can do a consecutive number multiplication to get a certain answer for my number pattern question. So note this down on your notebook. That will help you to able to recall them. Okay, so you can do a quick recap. So next will be 4 times 5. So this will be 5 times 6. So next one will be 6 times 7. Okay, but however, we are given the total number of sticks. We are not told about which pattern to start to multiply. So what we can do is, you can do a square root of 650. You will get 25.495 something. So this means that the answer should be between 25 and 26. So if I take 25 times 26, I will get 650. Now then we have to decide whether to take 25 as an answer or 26 as an answer. But if you look at the figure here, our 1 and our 1 here actually match to the figure number. The first number will be actually matching to the figure number. So this means that 25 will be the answer for the figure number. So next, I'm going to use another color to show you how to do for part C. Now, to do for part C, I will need to focus on just the white sticks. So I'm going to write down on this space here. So we have figure number. Then I'm looking at the white stick. Okay, so if you have figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then if you look at the white stick, it will be 2, 8, 18. Okay, now you notice that both are, all the numbers are even number. Next thing, you also notice that the change from 2 to 8 is actually an addition of 6. Then 8 to 18 will be addition of 10. So I can't multiply any number to constantly to get to the next change of number. But I do know that they are even. So I will see whether if I divide by 2, do I see any I will say that sequence that I can look at. So I will get 1. Here I'll get 4. Here I get 9. Then we notice that if 1, 4, and 9 are square numbers, right? So which means that this is 1 times 1, this is 2 times 2, this is 3 times 3. Okay, now every 2 numbers, I'm going to have 1 times 1. So the next 2 numbers, I'm going to have 2 times 2. The next the third number, next, I will say group 3, I will get 3 times 3. So if I have figure 15, I need to know which group I am. So to do that, this is odd number, right? Odd figure number. So odd figure number and the next even figure number will pair out as one group. So I'll take 15 plus 1 because the next pairing figure number should be 16. I get 16. Then I take 16, I divide by 2. So I will know that actually this is under group 8. So 8 times 8 will give me square number of 64. But 64 is not the answer because if you notice that if you get 1 here, the correct stick number should be 2. So all I do is I will take 64 times 2. So I'm going to get 128, and that will be the answer for the figure 15 in terms of number of white sticks. Okay, so this is how I implement the steps to solve this number pattern question. Now the next thing that you need to do is to inspect your solution. So for number patterns, it's not so easy to actually do some reverse calculation to check whether your answer makes sense, especially for this question. Now then what we can do is ensure that you don't make any calculation mistake. You're answering to the question. For example, for part C, they're asking for figure 15. Don't answer for figure 16. Okay. Also check that you didn't make any transfer error, meaning to say that didn't use the wrong number to do the calculation. Yeah, so that's all for this question. Now, as you can see, the question is not that straightforward, so we may need to use various types of, I would say that number pattern formula to help us to derive some of the answer. But don't worry, so what you need to do is, whenever you actually look at number pattern question, you will be using different types of formulas or sequencing pattern. Try your best to write down those formulas onto your notebook so that when you do a recap or revise, you have various formulas that you can use. So common formulas will be like arithmetic formulas, whereby the sequence is always additional of a certain constant. So example, you always plus 2 or you always plus 3. So we call it arithmetic sequencing. Or sometimes we have square numbers. I think square number is pretty common. For example, is 1, 4, 9. So it's 1 squared, 1 times 1, 2 times 2, or 3 times 3. Then last thing that we have will be called a triangular sequencing number. So you will see some numbers like 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. So these are called triangular sequencing numbers. So these are the common kind of formula that you should actually note down in your notebook so that you can use it to test out when you are doing number pattern question. So I hope that this video actually helps you to understand more how to do this kind of question. Okay, so that's all for this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.